Whew, let me tell you, we are living in the golden age of digital amp simulators, because 15 years ago, hell, even 10 years ago, if you're using amp simulators, it was basically a pipe dream if you wanted to get a sound like this. Now, today's video, we are going to be talking about ML Sound Lab Amped Volcano, which is a sponsored video. I reached out to Miko and I asked him if he would be interested in me doing a video about the new amp sim. He said absolutely, would be great. Miko and ML Sound Lab are very awesome dudes. They've always been really kind to me, answering my messages and emails. I have nothing but good things to say about them as a people, as a company. Absolutely respect the hell out of them. So as you can see here now, we got Amped Volcano on the screen. And after all the amazing things I just said about ML Sound Lab, I am sure that they are waiting for my speech about VornAI and how it's fantastic and it's the bestest. And just hear me out on this, okay? I literally don't care. All I care about is, does it sound good? Is it easy to use? Is it easy to mix? And I think these questions are far more important in helping you guys understand if this is an amp simulator that you want to use or not. At the end of the day, I almost don't care how it was made. I care a lot more what the end result of that process is, all right? So if that's all you care about, I can tell you right now, Amped Volcano sounds great, is great, has a great cab section, easy to use, easy to put in the mix. You're gonna like it. There's a link down in the description if you want to try the free trial right now. I recommend it. Sounds great. You already heard it in the demo. It's fucking awesome. However, let's dive into this a little bit deeper. I'll show you guys exactly how I did this, all right? First things first, you always go to the cab section. I'm just repeating my metal guitar tone workshop method that you can buy on my website if you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, or if you want to build your own guitar tones, all right? You always start here. So when I started, all these tone stacks were at 0. I go to the cab section here. I find speakers that I just naturally am drawn to. I pick them and I pick microphones and I put them in positions where I'm naturally drawn to. And in this case, I felt that the green, while it had a lot of bite and it sounded really good, was just a bit too bright and a bit too aggressive. So pairing it with the Mars Mofo with a 421 and then mixing in just a little bit of it, favoring the F757, put it in the sweet spot for me. After that, you come back to the amp page and then you just adjust the tone stack settings to really get the last little bit of the guitar tone where you want it to be, setting the middle, treble, and presence. In my opinion, it's very important to get the presence and treble set, and then generally the bass and middle will, you know, pretty much do what you want to do. And then gain. Now, one thing I do want to mention here is the input. I like that they have included a button here, you know, that flashes green when you have the correct input level, which obviously means you'll get the most realistic or the best behavior out of the amp simulator when you're using it. You can see I had to crank this one quite a bit because the Ironbird that I use has really low output pickups. They're just shitty stock pickups. So even though I had a pretty good level cranked on my input or the interface here, I still needed to increase the input until this was blinking green. I think it's a great indicator because instead of getting lost and trying to figure out how much your input needs to be in the interface to the noise level right there, but just set the input to where the button is blinking green and you're fine. Okay, I think that's awesome. A lot better user experience. Okay, and then I just went to the pedal board here. I engaged the drive. Very neutral settings. It's pretty much what I always use. No drive, tone, and level down the middle. And that's literally the guitar tone. And it sounds a little bit like this. So here it has a lot of bite and a lot of crunch. I thought it sounded really good because I'm playing in standard E right now for this demo anyway, double tracked only. And I love playing in standard E because I like proving that standard E can sound heavy as fuck as long as you write a heavy as fuck riff. Now, when it came to processing this, super simple stuff. Just EQ, multiband compression into a limiter. It couldn't be more simple of a processing chain, which again speaks to the usability of the product itself, that I don't have to do a lot of work to get this to get it to sound good. Okay, just to prove to you, I'm going to turn the EQ off here. This looks like a lot, but I'm going to turn the EQ off and I'm going to engage it, and all you're going to notice is that the guitar tone is just more clear and the tone itself is easier to hear. That's it. So here we go. So like I said, the EQ moves look drastic, but they're really not. All I'm doing is clearing away some of the cloudiness and the muddiness so that the actual tone comes through. And I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty damn good to me. Now, I'm sure you guys are thinking, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, well, there's got to be something on your master bus. Nope. All I've got here is I've got some mid-side compression working with the compressor here going into ozone 11. All right. Oh, there's a little bit of an EQ bump here. Let me turn that off, actually. Very not noticeable. Okay, so that EQ move is not doing anything to the guitar tone to make it magically sound better. The guitar tone sounds good because the amp simulator and the IR cab section is good. Pretty simple and straightforward. That's all I'm doing there. Now, I would like to mention that I am also using amped bass. I had never used amped bass before, and this turned out also to be extremely easy to use. All I did was tweak the knobs here, and then the main thing that really made it sing for me was using the compressor and engaging the drive, which made this thing really pop out. I can solo this out for you real quick. There's a kind of like that slinky little top end distortion. Very easy to use. There's nothing at all special to say here. Also really cool if you're looking for a different type of bass plugin to use. Check out Amped Bass. It's pretty sweet. And I should probably also mention that the drums are also ML sound. And here are the drums. I just made a starter preset that I just load up when I want to use this drum kit. Really great sounding drum kit. Definitely a bit more modern sounding. A lot of pop and attack on the shells, but the shells sound really good. I like that the snares have different multiple tunings. Makes it easier to pinpoint what snare you want to use for whatever song you're using. If tuning the shells to the key of your song and all these things are very important, you can do that. So this ended up being pretty much like a full ML Sound Lab suite demo type of idea, but it basically comes down to using Volcano. Now there's one thing that I think I could critique, or at least my only critique about Volcano, and it has nothing to do about the sound at all. Instead, it's a quality of life issue. This one definitely does not have stereo processing. And what that means is that stereo processing would mean is I would be able to put the plugin on my stereo or on my group track, enable stereo processing, and then pass 2 tracks here left and right into the one plugin. You can't do this with Amped Volcano. It's only single processing, which means that this plugin will have to be on every single track that has a guitar tone. It's kind of a small nitpick, but I know, and I'm sure many of you also would really like to have a stereo processing option, just to have the one plugin on there. And really it just comes down to manipulating the settings. Now you'll see here in Cubase I have these 2 tracks linked just called guitar. And when I made this linked track, I made sure that the inserts would also be linked. And for the most part, all of the parameters talk to each other. The only thing that really didn't work was the cab section, moving the microphones. I had to basically move the microphones each individually in each different plugin, and then when I got it to where I wanted, I deleted one of the plugins and then copied the other plugin over just to make sure the settings were exactly the same. So I probably, personally speaking, that would be my biggest critique. And if something moving forward, or if there was an update in the plugins, the option for stereo processing would be nice. I know there are some other things that people talk about online that they want, like pitch shifting. I don't use any of that kind of stuff, so there's no pitch shifting option here. However, MIDI, this thing is completely MIDI controllable to the nth degree. I know it's really popular to do MIDI programming with guitars now, like all this different stuff that all the kids do these days. So in that particular instance, fully MIDI compatible, you can program exactly what you want to do and how. I don't know the first thing about it because I never do it, but you get a tuner here. Tuner worked nice. It was very accurate. It was fine. Pedal board, everything that you would expect to see here. Cab, the 3 speakers that are included here, a lot of different tonal options. Very usable, very nice. You can load your own IR or bypass it completely. And that's pretty much the extent of the video. I mean, all I really wanted to do was answer the question of, does it sound good? Yes, it does. Is it easy to use? Yes. Is it easy to mix? Yes. The ML Sound Lab makes great stuff. Amped Volcano, easy to mix, easy to use, sounds great. Recommend on my end. Again, link down below to the free trial. And once again, it's on introductory pricing at the making of this video. So if you grab the free trial and you like it, it's even more affordable than it's going to be later. So that's going to do it for me, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a good one.